welcome back to the channel. It's time for another Alt Army Gold Farm mashup. In this video, we're going to be running 4 different farms at the same time to maximize our gold making potential. We'll be using 4 alts to farm materials only, logging out of one character and back in with another, allowing mobs or resources to respawn while we work through the next farm. In my last mashup video, I had included a toy and a transmog farm. I know that many of you are not fans of those types of farms, so this one is for any of you that would prefer to farm items that sell quickly. For this strat, you're going to need at least 4 characters, 2 of which will need to have herbalism. Legion and Classic herbalism are both required, so be sure to visit a trainer, as you'll only receive 1 herb per node without the proper training. In this mashup, I'll be farming Dreamleaf, Blindweed, Tuskar Jerky, and one of my favorites, which is Gnolan's House Special. All of these items sell well, so you won't be waiting around for months or even weeks for them to sell. To kick this off, you'll want to park your first character at the Tuskar Jerky farm, which is in the Azure span, at the location marked here on the map. No skills required with this one, although I recommend using a decently geared character with some cleave abilities, as the mobs are all level 70, and you'll want to burn down as many of them at one time as possible. Like I mentioned, we're after Tuskar Jerky in this one, which has a little over a 30% drop chance. While running this along with the other farms, I received 28 jerky, which are currently going for 70 gold apiece on my realm, for a 1960 gold profit. While there are other scattered mobs that also drop the jerky we're after, for timing purposes and efficiency, I highly recommend only killing the mobs in this small area. Let's log out and head over to the next farm, which will give the mobs in this jerky farm time to respawn. Next on the docket, we've got our staple farm, which is the Gnolan's House Special farm. This item is currently going for 200 gold on my realm, and while running this farm for an hour, I received 40 of them for a nice haul of 8,000 gold. The tree that all the mobs we're after are either sitting in or just outside of is located in the location marked on the map. There's no point in farming any of the other mobs, as they do not drop the bowls of soup we're after. A decently geared druid is best for this farm, as we'll be pulling fairly large groups of level 70 mobs, so their cleave abilities are going to come in handy, and it will be easier to stealth and log out without having to leave the tree. While all of the farms we're running are considered mat farms, from here on out, I'm going to refer to the 2 herb farms as herb farms, and the 2 other farms as mat farms. This will make sense moving forward, as it will be important that you run these farms in a certain order to eliminate all downtime and maximize your gold-making potential. Up next is our first herb farm. We're after Dreamleaf and Cerealine seeds. We'll be tapping all Dreamleaf nodes and killing all vile petal rooters, and farming them for even more Dreamleaf and seeds. The Dreamleaf bushes that are completely red will also spawn a Nightmare Creeper that can be farmed for even more Dreamleaf. While running this farm, I ended up with 767 Dreamleaf and 421 seeds, for a total of 1,511 gold. You'll want to farm the entire Shalonir area, which is circled here on the map. This farm will take longer than the first 2, so you'll want to go back to the Gnolan House Special and Tuskar Jerky farms after completing this one. Our second herb farm, and the last one we'll be running in this mashup, is the Blindweed Farm in Feralis. Just like the Dreamleaf Farm, this one takes longer to run, so be sure to run the Gnolan House Special and Tuskar Jerky farm after this one. The cadence should be herb farm, mat farm, mat farm, herb farm, mat farm, and so on. Gather up all of the blindweed in the location marked on the map. Blindweed grows next to the water, so just run the shorelines grabbing whatever is available before heading back to both of the mat farms. After an hour of farming, I ended up with 138 blindweed for a total of 1,158 gold, which brings our grand total to 17,268 gold. Like I mentioned, all of the materials we've collected in this farm sell very well, which makes this farm just one step away from a raw gold farm. Over 17k in gold is solid, but I'm still convinced that there's even a better combination of farms we can run with our alt army for better results. I wish you the best of luck if you decide to give this strat a try. Thanks a ton for watching this video. If you find it useful, please consider liking it. And if you want to avoid missing future videos, subscribe and enable notifications. As always, if you have questions or concerns, please post them in the comments section. Have an amazing day, my friends.